weddings may be allowed to take place from this weekend, but they're not really weddings. All the life and romance has been sucked out of them.
Yeah, you're not allowed more than 30 people. You can't have food and drink. Your father or father figure can't walk you down the aisle, arm in arm, has to maintain a 2-metre distance. A little awkward in a church aisle. And then you've got to wash your hands before and after exchanging the rings. Also, you can't sing.
Well, Tom Cuff Burnett and Charlotte Snape are due to be married in September and join us now. We've had such a huge reaction to all this morning. How are you guys feeling about these rules? Because, you know, I've been married and it's supposed to be the best day of your life, not this.
Yeah, it's been a bit heartbreaking because we got the news about the 30, and I think for me, I was a bit like, yeah, this might be a possibility. And then all these other regulations and restrictions, just like you said, it's sucking all the joy out of our day.
And Tom, you know, which are the regulations that particularly spoil the planning for you as a couple? Is it the dad walking your bride down the aisle? Is it this weird thing about washing your hands before you exchange the rings? Or is it simply that you want everybody you love to be there and you'd have to narrow it down to a kind of awkward 30?
Yeah, to be honest, it's a combination of all of that. You know, the emotional side of Charlotte's father walking her down the aisle, and she's an only child, which also makes it slightly more poignant. But there is obviously that. The washing of the rings, you know, obviously my brother would, it might be my best man, to think of him having to wash his hands before handing me the ring or Charlotte the ring is just bizarre. But predominantly, yeah, the numbers. 30 people at the ceremony, which has to include staff. So perhaps you get 20 guests there at most. You know, that's drastically reducing family numbers, people who we both have known for a long time. It's not the day that you would envisage.
Charlotte, have you, I mean, when you've been thinking about the wedding, is it something you've been dreaming about, you know, that you'll have a beautiful dress and it's going to be glorious sunshine and, you know, you're going to gaze at your husband as your dad, you know, lets you go?
Yeah.
And because there might be, and I know a number of people have got in touch to say, look, the reality sometimes bites. We're in the middle of a pandemic. The important thing is to be married, you know, and you could just adjust your dream. But is there something about the fantasy of a wedding that you don't want to let go?
Yeah, 100%. I think we've definitely thought about postponing, but there's still a part of us that's desperate not to do that. And I think that is part of the whole romance and wanting the day that we've waited for. And we've been together a long time, and I think we didn't want to have to delay. But it doesn't, with all these restrictions, it does make you have to seriously question about whether it's feasible to go ahead.
I mean, it's sort of, you're putting your whole life on hold too, because presumably you want to start a family, you want to have all those sort of things that come with married life. How does your dad feel about not being able to walk you down the aisle?
He'd be gutted. I think he would be gutted if it came to that.
I mean, it does look like that is the case. The fathers are not allowed to. I mean, I can't imagine. I've got a young daughter, and I know one day you have that moment with your daughter. It must be the most special moment any father could have, really. And the idea that you wouldn't be able to have that on your wedding day for both of you, I think is heartbreaking.
That's it. Ultimately, if this is the case, if this is how this progress is going forward, we will have no choice but to postpone. And we're sort of holding out at the moment in the hope that you know, some perhaps more practical guidelines come out and they sort of realise that.
Right, Charlotte, you actually work for the NHS as a psychologist, so you understand better than most, I guess, the dangers of this virus and all the precautions. I mean, I think if I was in your shoes as a couple, I would just be looking at the fact that all the pubs are going to be opening, all the restaurants are opening, the beaches are full and everything. You know, most other people are able to go and do all that, and yet here's you having your big day basically ruined.
I think that's what kept us trying to hang on, because it feels like there's so many contradictions. Like you said, you can go to a pub. We've seen all the news articles about the beaches, and even when we walk past Commons in London, they're packed.
Yeah.
And the idea that that's sort of condoned, but to have 30 people and no reception, no food, no drink when you can go to a pub, I think that it's all the contradictions.
No drunken best man speech. I mean, it sounds like hell.
Oh, you've got to cancel. You got to cancel because it's the drunken best man speech offending everybody at the reception, which makes a wedding worth going to.
Listen, we wish you all the best, Tom, Charlotte. It's a horrible situation. We've had so many people emailing us, tweeting us today about this in a similar position. I think it's really sad for all of you who are looking forward excitedly to your wedding that these new rules, they just suck all the romance out of it. But we wish you both all the very best.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Stay happy.
Yes,
Plot twist, you don't have to get married to start a family.
No, you didn't, did you? No, you didn't. No, you can live in sin, can't you, Susanna?
You could do that.
Like
just,
some people do.
Just a suggestion
Live and
for
breed in
anybody who
sin.
can't plan a wedding.
Yeah.